Pastor Fieberkorn here with you, Gospel Preview Friday. This is the first Sunday in Advent coming up this Sunday. By the way, the Michigan Wolverines still beat the Ohio State Buckeyes 3 years in a row. All right, now that we've got that established, let's talk about Mark chapter 13. The first Sunday in Advent, well, really the last Sundays in the church year and the first couple of Sundays of Advent were fixing our eyes on the reality that Christ is going to come again as judge of the living and the dead. And of course, the big question is, when's it going to happen? Mark 13, Jesus talks about this, and he, as he always does, and as all the prophets always do, talks about these great atmospheric events, signs in the sun, moon, and stars. It's quite clear that preceding Jesus' return or at his return, there's going to be some atmospheric events that we observe that are outside the realm of maybe our normal experience. But that may not be right until the end. There's certainly not things to use to predict the timing of Christ's return, because Jesus says no one knows the day or the hour. He's going to come suddenly like a thief in the night. So, we don't have signs that a thief is going to break into our house that we can anticipate it. It springs upon us. Nevertheless, Jesus then turns around and says, look at the fig tree. When a fig tree puts out its leaves, you know that summer is near, right? Every spring, trees blossom. We say, he says, if you know how to read those signs, the signs of the seasons, you should be reading the signs of Christ's return. Now, wait a minute. Is it no one knows the days or the hour, or read the signs? Well, I think it's a little of both. Because the truth is, for instance, we had 4 blood moons. I don't know, sometime within the last 5 years, I think there were 4 blood moons in a short period of time. That's when the moon appears red. And people are saying, this is the end. Well, that doesn't mean it's the end, but it does mean that when we see those signs, we should remind ourselves that the end is coming. Now, how soon means in that instance, none of us know. So it's not as if, get ready, he's coming, tomorrow or next year or the year after that, but it is to say, get ready. And so we don't have an excuse for missing the signs of Jesus' return. But should we get all worried about this as God's people? I think that's worth asking ourselves. And the answer should be no. That's the whole point of believing in Jesus, by the way. It's not to be scared at his return or to wonder about it or to be anxious about it, but to be ready for it. And we ready ourselves by one simple thing, by living in the will of God. So I am actually not preaching this Sunday. Our seminarian, Paul Hammes, is preaching. And so I'm curious to see what he'll do with Mark chapter 13. I know you'll want to be there to see that as well. Again, God's peace to you. And as always, I'll see you in worship.